Binotto has resigned from Ferrari. All right, he's resigned from Ferrari. So what is that going to mean for Ferrari? I don't know. Because I could tell you this. Anytime an organization does not literally have a succession plan. Now, they say they don't have a succession plan in place. They say they don't. But we also have to remember Ferrari denied the rumors that Mattia was going to be leaving anyway. All right, they denied all that. They said it wasn't true. You know, they put it all down. Now I really want to know, do they have the replacement in place? That's what I want to know. Because we've already, I don't know if you've already, but I've already seen rumors that Ross Brawn is supposed to be possibly making that replacement or filling that role. I don't really know how I feel about that. Like, Ross Brawn is the same dude that says the cost cap has teeth, and we saw the cost cap had no teeth, dentures made of gummy bears, and it was a chewy bite. It was nothing. Like, we saw nothing. If Ross Brawn would have came up and did what he said he was going to do when a team breached the cost cap, as in Red Bull, and Red Bull is involved in this situation too. Red Bull is not held accountable, but they are involved in this Ferrari situation. And I'm going to tell you what's going on, Sylvia Wick, Mary Beanie. I'm going to tell you just like this. In other sports, elite sports, likely you will see the coach go if the team owner or higher up management feel that the players in place have the talent to take the team where it needs to go, given the leadership is confident and accountable and competent. All right? CAC, CAC, competent, confident, accountable, and competent. I feel that Ferrari, the higher-ups, felt that Binotto showed that he was a no-go. All right? We saw Binotto walk off the wall at one GP, right? We seen him just walk off the wall before they were going on break, just leave out. Like, that's not what they want to see in leadership. But he's not the only one. But like I said, if a upper management feel that the players are in place, they will get rid of the coach. All right? Likely sometime the general manager, maybe. But in this case, it's the team principal. So let's look at this. Ferrari, 12 poles, 4 wins. That's a 33% conversion rate. That's a 33% conversion rate. That means if you scored a 33 on a test, you failed that shit. You took 12 tests, you only passed 4, you got a 33%, you failed. Or if you had a test, had 12 questions, and you only got 4 right, that's 33%, you failed. Nowhere in any academic standing, in any poll position, in any voting, is 33% going to be acceptable unless it's an error of margin. Like, okay, we had 33% errors. Okay, we did good. We had more success than we had errors. That's the only place. In most places, 33% is not going to work. In either case, you don't want to go somewhere, right, and they say, yo, we got a 33% failure rate. That's still not good. 33% failures or 33% success is still not good. But let's also look at this. Charles made, out of the 20 podiums combined, Charles had 11, Sainz had 9. That gives Charles 55%, Sainz 45%. People, I know some people came in the comment section saying, like, how can he say Sainz was the better driver? If you can get a pole position all day, pole position doesn't mean anything unless you convert. Sainz literally just had 2 lesser podiums than Charles. He's not that far off. He's not that far off of a bad driver for people to say, like, Charles was monumentally better than Sainz in the season. I saw Charles. Listen, I'm not saying that I didn't see Sainz come off track because he was cutting grass a little bit more than he should have in a Ferrari. Literally went in, got a new floor, came out and broke the shit doing rally. I know his dad does rally, but Carlos, you not in rally. You in Formula One. Keep the shit on the track. Keep it on the tarmac. Keep it on the asphalt. Keep it on the concrete. Anything besides the damn grass. I know this. But Charles made mistakes in times he didn't have to make mistakes. We saw Charles and Imola seriously waste away championship points where he could have got at least 18 points to keep himself in the Driver World Championship. And he pushed beyond he needing to push, and he spun out and lost all of that. We've seen Charles make countless errors as a driver, and it's a mind thing with Charles, I believe. It's a mind thing. He doesn't compute when, like I said, the Prost approach. The Prost approach. Know when to push and know when to just secure the bag, Charles. Do that. But Charles is still a good and talented driver, okay? And I told you all this earlier in the season. I asked you this in polls, several polls. Who do you think is more at fault? The team, engineers, and team principal, or the drivers? And I told you I thought it was the team principal and the engineers. It was strategy. They failed the drivers more than the drivers failed the team. It is true. You can't blame the power unit, DNFs, and unreliability on the drivers. They're not the mechanics. They're not the engineers. They're not the team principal. That's on them. You can't blame the drivers on the strategy that was horrific at many times in many GPs that we saw Ferrari just fall on their goddamn face due to bullshit strategies. That's not on the drivers. That's on the team, the pit crew, and inevitably in action on the team principal. It is. There are plenty of times where they should have utilized one car, one driver, or the other to be positioned better than they should have. But they didn't do that. They did not do that. And on top of that, I don't think Binotto's the only person that needs to probably go. I don't. Because you got another issue where not only has Ferrari failed themselves, but Ferrari failed their clients, Alfa Romeo, Haas, as far as power unit suppliers. We saw that across the board, Ferrari power units were unreliable. But Ferrari had a fast car. They did. Ferrari had many moments. Right now, World Constructor Championship, they sit what? Where they sit? Second? I think they sit second. Driver Championship, they sit second. They let Red Bull have the championship this season. And it wasn't due hugely to the drivers. It was due hugely to strategy and the team. We watched it. Red Bull came out of the gates falling on their face. Ferrari failed to take advantage of that in many situations. Ferrari just gave up a season. They just really gave up a driver's championship and a World Constructor Championship. In 2022, they did that. After their much big failure seasons before, and after their whole investigation by the FAA, which we weren't privy to know about all those findings, but we saw they got a hefty damn fine tag, Ferrari comes out in a season where they literally should have capitalized, and they should have harnessed and accepted and won a championship, and they failed at it. The Formula One love child failed. They literally get a bonus for the longest standing team of 60 plus or some odd millions of dollars. Hey, I'm not saying, listen, you could be a spoiled child and you can be the golden child and still not be great at what you do. And Ferrari, so to be the most premier team on the grid, is not conducting or performing as so. That's what I'm saying. That's why Binotto had to go. I mean, I literally had a picture of him being Red Bull's Employee of the Month. I know Red Bull probably sending Binotto a check right now. Red Bull probably like, yo, Binotto, here's a little piece of that championship we got. You deserve it, bro, because had it not been for you, yo, we wouldn't have had it as easy as we had it. Ferrari made it easy. Mercedes made it easy. Why? Their development was shit coming out. Come on, we just gonna keep it real. The W13 was a pile of doo-doo when it came out. But Mercedes made monumental strides in development and pace to get to where they got. Now, that was a plus, but not enough. A plus, but not enough to do anything. Ferrari was right there at the door to do something about having a championship in a couple of seasons that they failed to do so. And they didn't convert. Like I said, 33% is not passing by any standards. It's not. It's not going to do it. That's not going to get you there. Let me see what y'all said on the poll. 60% said no. I'm not really sure if I believe them. I'm not really sure if I believe them about that. Sylvia Wick, please smash the like. It costs nothing. She ain't lying. It don't cost nothing to smash that like button. I'm for real, for real. Okay, well, let me ask y'all this question. I'm going to ask y'all this question. All right. Oh, let me go ahead and put some respect on their name. Bow, poll in the chat, don't dance on it, just vote on it. Poll in the chat, don't dance on it, just vote on it. Which one of these drivers, if any one of them, should go? Which driver should go if any one of them? Which driver do you think should go if any one of them? I'm going to tell you like this. I know that there's talk out there, 2025, Charles possibly walks away, or Shaw probably walks away from Ferrari. I don't think that's completely bought in yet. That's 3 more seasons. And depending on who they put in place, if that person they put in place can clean up a bit of this mess, head up good development on the Ferrari coming into next season, Charles wins a championship, he's not going anywhere 2025. He's not at least going anywhere 2024. And if he's right there at the door 2024, I think he re-signs with Ferrari. Where else is he going to go? Mercedes? We still got to wait and see what Lewis' contract works out as. All right? See how long. We know Russell is the future there at Mercedes. Russell has a future unless he does something undoubtedly stupid and catastrophic to his career or the reputation of Mercedes. Russell is the future. Lewis, we don't have to worry about him doing that. All we got to worry about is, does Mercedes feel Lewis still has what it takes to take a car to the winning podium spot, to take a car to wins, take a car to pole, and he's proven that with a subpar car. So we don't have to really worry about that. So I pretty much think Mercedes is not going to be a place for Charles, at least in the next 2 to 3 seasons, depending on how Lewis's multi-year contract works out. If he signs on for 5 more seasons, Charles is not going to Mercedes. So who's next? Who's next? Red Bull? Come on. Max is going to be there till 2028. He's not going anywhere. Max is not going anywhere. If Max goes anywhere, it's out of Formula One. He's too spoiled. His character does not show that he's willing to be humble. Max is not going to go to an Alpine. Max is not going to go to an Aston. Aston or Alpine will have to do something so crazy out of this ordinary world as far as to go winning back-to-back for Max to even consider that. Max is going to be a Red Bull until he leaves Formula One, I believe. Things could change. Things could change. The only other place he would go might be Ferrari. I don't think Mercedes would ever want Max Verstappen. I just don't. I'm just telling you like I feel. So that leaves that side. Now, the only other thing is Perez. We know that there's a bit controversy there. I don't care what they say, how they want to clean it up, how they want to dirty up Perez to clean up Max. Max fucked up. Max did something very horrible. Max did something that was unlike any good character that you would see, and they try to dirty up Perez in more than one way to make Max look justified in what he does. It's possible Perez leaves. Where does Perez go? Where does he go? And does Charles want to go to Red Bull? He might. Charles might do something like that. Maybe. But where does that put Max? Because I'm telling you like this. Up until right now, I'm going to tell you like this. Max is a better driver than Charles. Max is a better driver than Charles. Just facts. As it sits right now, Max doesn't make as many mistakes as Charles makes. When he has the opportunity to win, he's going to win. All right. Now, what Max doesn't do, that Charles likely doesn't do either, he does not drive good. No, Charles does this better than Max. I think Charles is a better wheel-to-wheel driver than Max is. I will say that. But overall, Max has shown to be a better driver with as far as doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done. Charles has shown us that he will make mistakes when he don't have to make mistakes. To me, Carlos is a better analytical driver than Charles is. Now, whether Carlos is more talented than Charles, I won't say that. I mean, because Charles does have more podiums, right? But let's not forget the DNF situation. Who knows? But I'm going to give it to Charles because numbers show Charles is better than Carlos by 2 podiums. Big deal. 55% to 45%. That ain't a lot to say one's greater than the other. All right, there's some things you could probably add in there. So for people to come on here and say, oh, I can't believe you said Carlos is a better driver than Charles. Listen, I'm just looking at the goddamn numbers, man. I watched the races. I watched Charles do bonehead shit. I'm just saying. So I don't know where this is going to take Ferrari. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to tell you, I don't think Ross Brawn is the answer. Is he better than Binotto? Maybe, because Ross Brawn has some prior experiences and good experiences with Ferrari. Maybe he comes in and he can manage to get the ship afloat. But does his mentality right now in today's era, right now coming up in 2023, is it going to equal Ferrari being better as far as excelling beyond just afloat? They don't want to be just afloat. They want to be number one. Does Ross Brawn have what it takes to take Ferrari to number one? I don't know, because, hey, I just know when Binotto, I told y'all, when Binotto walked off that wall, it was probably going to be a wrap. It was going to be a wrap. Bro, you can't do that. You can't do it. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Nobody upstairs thought that was okay. That looked bad. That looked bad for Ferrari. It looked bad for Binotto. It didn't look good at all for the entire product. When he walked off that wall like that, that looks bad. Drivers can do things like that. Binotto, you can't do that shit. You can't afford to do that, especially when you're making the mistakes you're making, bro. Like I said, hey, they let Red Bull off the hook. The development wasn't horrible. Power unit was unreliable, but there were several moments they had in order to capitalize and win races, and they failed miserably at strategies. They did. It was ugly. And here is the result of that. Like in any other elite sport, if a team owner or upper management believe the key players in place have the talent and the ability to be champions, they're going to look to get rid of the coaching staff first. We have way too much tied into them, and they are the future, and we would believe in them. You must not be able to do great things with good ingredients. And that's what it comes down to. Binotto had all the good ingredients and made a shit dump cake. Just keeping it real. He made a dump cake and it tastes horrible. It looked horrible when it came out. It smelled horrible when it hit the air. And it tastes horrible when it hit the palate. And I'm just saying, a team called Ferrari, coming from where they come, they supposed to make good food. But Binotto didn't make good food. So that's what I got to say about that. That's the breaking news. Binotto's gone. But like I told y'all before, I knew something was going to shake. You know, they kept it on the wraps. Now, I do not believe they don't have a successor in place. I believe Ferrari have a list of candidates that they likely want to put in place. Just like they stood up here and said that Binotto wasn't going to be gone. They wasn't entertaining that. Come on now. Don't believe that. Don't believe this shit Ferrari telling you. They already know. They probably knew 5 races ago. They probably already started planning this. When we went on that break, it was a month break. I guarantee you Ferrari already started looking at candidates then. They already have a list of people that they have honed in on, probably 2 or 3 people that they're already deciding on. And they're going to put them in place sooner than later. They're going sooner than later to them, later for us to really know about it because of optics. But it's going to come out. Don't believe Ferrari with the bullshit they be trying to feed y'all about, oh, we don't know, we don't have no, you know. You're not Ferrari and you don't know. Now, you could be Ferrari and you make many mistakes. Matter of fact, we're going to get Thanos back on this thing. Thanos going to have to get hot on this track. All right, now tomorrow we got the Wolves Den on Wednesday. Our guest going to be Cam, F1. He's going to be coming to talk to the fam. That's going to be VIP settings only. If your name is not in green when you're in the live chat, you won't be able to be there to really ask and interact verbally, but you will be able to see the post-production and leave your comments and see the episode there. So, we got our guests coming in. We're going to have a string of guests coming in the next 2 weeks. Bryson's going to be coming back to the channel. I talked to him yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and talk to Thanos. I talked to Nasha. Like, we're going to have a good mix-up coming real soon next week that y'all going to like, and we might go live for that, actually. We might actually go live for that, depending on how, me and the boys want to set it up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that's going to go. But listen, big shout out to y'all. Thanks for showing up. Binotto was out the door. Like I told y'all, Binotto, no. He out of there. You're out. We're going to see what Ferrari does. Charles, clean up your act. Get in the simulator. Get on the track. Stop making errors that you don't have to make, bro. Carlos, stop cutting grass. I know the Ferrari is red, but it's not a Toro. It's not a Toro. It's not a Troy build. Stop cutting grass with a goddamn Formula One car. It doesn't work well. And Ferrari, get your act together. You sucked at pit stops. You sucked at power unit development. And you sucked at strategy. 3 strikes, you're out too. You need to clean up your act majorly. Majorly. It ain't even funny. Like, to see Ferrari fail like that, I know your Ferrari starts with an F, but you don't have to make an F on a Formula One test, and you failed the shit. 33% is failing by anybody's standards. It's failing. Aside if you're a 3-point shooter and you're shooting at 33, 34%, that's doing pretty good. Like, you hit 40, you doing great. That's Steph Curry settings, right? But in Formula One, 33% success rate is not successful at all. Just keeping it real. All right, so y'all be up. I'm going to get with y'all later on. Content going to be coming out. Y'all stay positive, drink water, eat healthy, take your vitamins. We still in flu season. COVID is still out. Strep throat is hitting it major. I want y'all to be healthy. Take care of yourself so y'all can go ahead and live a good life, come to these lives and be lively. All right, I'm out of here. Peace. Flex up.